Ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, everyone. It's Michael Humphrey, Hump's Heroes. Vlog at number, 20, maybe. It's the 25th of January here. So we're hitting that corner over here when February hits, where baseball, softball, high school, and college will all begin pretty soon. The Major League Baseball season will start. Pitchers and catchers will report soon. So it's that time of year, baby. Baseball is here. We're ready. So I had a chance to talk with Bobby Hatcher, who is I've known for a while. Never really spoken to him much, but I've always heard good things about him. He was an all-conference player at North Lenoir High School in baseball. He lettered all 4 years. Just a tremendous athlete. He has a brother that played in the major leagues for the Dodgers and Oakland and the Mets, I believe. And just an athletic family. And so I had a chance to talk to his second-year softball head coach, Bobby Hatcher of the North Lenoir Lady Hawks. And this is what he had to say about his schedule, or about the teams that he has to play. It's only his second year, starting his second year, so it's a good answer.
To be quite honest, I'm not 100% sure. I know East Duplin, they're going to be good again. I don't think they lost very many players, and they won the conference last year undefeated. And South Lenoir, they're always going to be tough. I know they lost a couple of girls, but they've got some pretty major key pieces coming back as well. So they're going to be tough. Wallace, they've got, if I'm not mistaken, their pitcher is returning as the senior. She's going to be pretty tough. But overall, yeah, I think it's probably going to be about the same as it was last year. Just hoping our girls can continue the momentum that we started and have another good season.
As mentioned, this is Coach Hatcher's only his second year as head coach of the Lady Hawks. And last season was a pretty good success as far as he's concerned. The Lady Hawks won 9 of their first 11 games to start the season. Then they had a lull when they lost 3 straight, and then they finished out losing 5 of the last 8. However, Coach Hatcher was happy with the season in his first year. And I asked him, I know he was a former player. He started for North Lenoir, and his daughter, Alyssa, is a junior on this softball team. So I asked him, were those the factors that led him to accept the head coaching job as softball coach at North Lenoir when athletic director Heather Carson came calling?
I mean, I graduated from North Lenoir, so obviously I've got roots there. Alyssa goes there, and to be completely honest with you, I took the job. I got the call the week of Christmas last year because the coaches from the previous season at the end of the year told the girls they weren't coming back, and apparently they were having trouble finding someone to take the job. I talked to Coach Carson during volleyball season. Because Alyssa plays volleyball as well, right. and told her if I would be the last resort, basically if she could not find anyone else to do it. She called me the week of Christmas, asked me if I could still do it. I cleared it through work, and they allowed me to coach. The biggest reason I really took the job is when Alyssa and a few of the other girls were 7, 8 years old, myself, Joe Rouse, Madeline Rouse's dad, and a couple of other guys decided to start a travel team just to try to build up softball in Lenoir County as a whole. So Joe's daughter, Alyssa, Lakin, and a few girls from South Lenoir were all on our travel team from the time they were 7 up till 14. So I had coached all of them before. I knew what we had coming in. So that transition with the girls knowing me and how I coached and, all that, made it easier on both of us. You know, I know how to approach the girls. They know how to approach me. So, and basically, I just wanted to see what, you know, we started that team for the reason of high school softball, trying to improve it.
I asked Coach Hatcher, realistically, what would his goals be this season? They lost some key players on last year's team, but they do have Lakin Whitley, Alyssa Hatcher back as well, and they have a pretty good core group of girls that can get it done. His goal they had some injuries last year. The season could have ended differently if star shortstop Lakin Whitley did not get injured. That could have changed the game a little bit. But Coach Hatcher sees this year as a new season. He feels like they're going to compete for a conference title. They're not necessarily going to win. He's not predicting a conference title win, but it would be nice and sweet for the Hawk Nation to come home with at least a conference title this season.
I mean, obviously that's always our goal, to win conference. You know, going into last year, they had struggled for quite a few seasons. And I told the girls up front, I'm like, our goal this year is to have a winning record, whether it was 9-8 or win the conference or whatever. I just wanted, especially for Skylar and Carly Grace, right, I wanted them to experience at least a good competitive season, even if we didn't have a winning season. And, you know, they stepped up. Our sophomores, Alyssa and Olivia Whitley, Maddie Rouse, they all stepped up. You know, then we had the freshmen coming in, Hallie Fowler, Lakin, Haley Henby, Layla Wenzel. I mean, we had a good freshman class last year, so we're just looking to build on that momentum that we started last year.
Coach Hatcher did explain that things could have been a little bit different if Lakin Whitley had not gotten hurt, their star shortstop. But in years past, the North Lenoir Hawks had traditionally not fared too well on the softball field until Hatcher got there. He was very impressed with the improvement from in the year one, and losing Skylar Harrison and some of the other players may make it difficult, but he still thinks it's a goal that can be attained.
And everyone stepped up, filled the role. We missed Lakin at shortstop, but you know, our girls are versatile enough that someone else could slide in, and it didn't hurt us too terribly bad, we'll say.
The Hawks have a tougher non-conference schedule than normal. They play Farmers Central twice. They play Aiken-Grifton twice, Green Central, Spring Creek, and Northside. So Northside is a game that he is concerned about. But his goal is to, again, try to win as many games as possible and hope and pray that the girls have fun and enjoy their year this season.
I know our non-conference schedule is a little tougher than it has been the last couple of years. We're playing Northside this year and CB Aycock. They're usually pretty solid. So, you know, our goal is always to win, but as long as we continue to get better and the girls have fun and enjoy just playing and being around each other, I think we'll have a successful year.
What are the chances that you get a guy like Corey Boone to help you coach? I'm just kidding, Corey.
I was going to say, Corey Boone is probably zero, seeing how Carly's South North.
Well, you take Carly, but maybe not Corey. But just
oh yeah, Carly actually played on our travel ball team.
And Bobby and I are referring to Carly Boone, who is the star on South Lenoir's team this season. And Coach Hatcher and South Lenoir have a long history, and he is actually good friends with head coach Maddie Harvey, and they tend to collaborate a little bit to try to help each other out to help build the softball momentum here in Lenoir County. Circling back to the non-conference schedule, as Coach Bobby Hatcher alluded to, it's a tougher schedule than normal. And Coach Hatcher touches on some of the games that he thinks are going to be tough ones and ones that he hopes to pull out at least one victory from the two-game series he plays.
Well, I know Farmville's going to be tough. They got a pretty decent pitcher, and they've got some sticks on that team. Green Central, they've struggled the last couple of years. Saw an improvement in them last year from the previous year. So in high school, believe it or not, I feel like that program's headed in the right direction. You know, they were more competitive than they have been last year. You know, they were more competitive last year than they had been in previous years. I think that coach is doing a good job over there. CBA, they're always going to be tough.
Yeah.
I think we split with them last year. Should have won the second game, had a couple of bad breaks, but, you know,
Another tough.
North side's going to be tough. Yeah. They've got a pitcher that has already committed to Scene in the past. She throws the ball pretty well. So yeah, North side's going to be tough.
As mentioned, Coach Hatcher does communicate with Coach Harvey on a regular basis to try to trade scouting reports. They pull for each other. They want each other to do well and increase the coverage of Lenoir County softball.
That's the big thing. You know, girls sports in general in this county kind of always take a back seat. And, you know, I think all girls sports coaches in the county have the same goal of just getting it out there, because we got some athletes in the girls sports all over the county, and, you know, they just don't typically get the coverage. So I'm glad to hear that, you know, you guys you're going to be covering. It's good that the girls are finally getting that recognition, and, you know.
Coach Hatcher and I talked a little bit about the rivalry, joking that I graduated from South Lenoir. Of course, he graduated from North Lenoir. He talked about Coach Harvey and what she means to him, and how they've worked together. And she's been a big help for him as he's made this transition to head coach.
I obviously hope we beat South Lenoir, but I can't say a bad thing about them, because you know, me and Coach Harvey, we have a great relationship. Alyssa played for travel ball, and she and I actually communicate quite a bit, you know, trying to get scouting reports for the teams that we played that, you know, that we have in common. So Carly, Kylie, Callie, Tyndall, you know, all play travel ball with us. So we've grown up watching all of them in play. Mackenzie Herring's another one.
So it should be a real exciting year for Lenoir County High School softball this season. Both Coach Harvey and Coach Hatcher in their second year, and it should be interesting with the talent that they both still have on their teams. And so we will talk to Coach Harvey later on this week. And but I appreciate you coming on, Bobby. Thank you so much, man.
All right, appreciate it, Mark. Thanks, man.
Coach Bobby Hatcher, and first time I really spoken to him at length, and this guy's a very thoughtful guy. He takes his time when he speaks, and he puts a lot of thought into what he says. Very professional. I can see how these what he has to say, and the guy has a lot of baseball knowledge. The guy is a very, very smart baseball and softball guy, and he works full time. I mean, he's a hard-working dude. So thank you, Bobby. And his brother's Chris Hatcher, by the way. His brother, his little brother. But Bobby's the star. And don't tell Chris that, though. It's time for baseball. Let's go. Turn the bass up.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.